Hey guys, over the years I have found a lot of ways to clean my thrifted finds, and tonight I'm so excited to talk to you a little bit about 10 secrets that you may or may not know all for ways you can clean your thrifted finds without spending a lot of money at the dry cleaners or using harsh chemicals or any type of scented sprays. So hey, check out this video as we're going to be talking about 10 secrets to cleaning your thrifted finds. Now, what's going on there? Now, if this is the first time joining, hello, welcome. My name is Brianna Peterson, and I am the Thrifting Diva. And on my YouTube channel, we talk about thrifting, we talk about fashion, we talk about how we can do both and save money all the time. So welcome, welcome, welcome to those who are new to these Thrifted Monday Thrift Talk series. Tonight, as I said, we are talking about how you can clean those thrifted finds and giving you some secrets of things that you may or may not know on how you can do that. But if this is your first time, why don't we jump into the comments and let me know where you're joining us from. Hello, Joanne. Thank you for joining. Hi, Karen. Thank you. Wendy, hi. Thank you for coming on and joining in on this conversation. Hope you guys, especially Karen and Wendy, who are some major thrift bloggers out there, can jump in and give some other tips if I missed any. So welcome. But let's talk a little bit about, before we go into the tips and some more people come on the live, some things that we hear out there all the time, and that is, thrift stores smell, and that, one of the reasons I don't thrift is because of the smell. But before we jump into that, let's think about this a little bit. At the mall, you can expect about maybe 3 to 5 people to, gotta make sure I'm in focus there, right? So at the mall, you can normally expect about 3 to 5 persons to try on a particular piece of item. So whether those are shoes, whether those are shirts, dresses, whatever it is, and then they'll try those on, and we can expect that those items can be in the store from 3 hours to 3 months. But one thing you would know is that they never wash it when they put it back on the floor, and we all can agree on that. But people don't have an issue with grabbing those because it has that, those tags on it. They bring them home, and most people wear it without washing it, at least for the first time. So if you are, if you're one of those people that wash even items from the mall, let me hear about it in the comments. If you can let me know if you wash your items even from the mall for the first time. Now, we expect that when we go to a thrift store that people realize that yes, there's a thrift store smell in most places, unless it's a high-end consignment stores where they do different things with their items. But with the thrift store, you get that smell where it's some yes, Karen. Yes, she's saying, what about people who come from the gym and try on clothes? Exactly. They don't even, we don't know who's trying on, why they're trying on, when, what they're trying on. And what about the people who have it sent to their house and then it's shipped back to the company and they put it back up on the floor? So yes, just because it's from the mall, I submit that just because it's from the mall, it's not automatically clean. But let me know in the comments if you're one of those people that even wash your clothes, because I have met people that they even wash clothes that come from the mall. Now, jumping into the thrift stores, people don't always, they understand if you're thrifting at a thrift store, you understand that maybe, hey, the things are not the cleanest. But I would say to you that if you're going to the thrift store, the rule of thumb is that you should be inspecting everything you buy at the thrift store. So if it's something that's completely stained up, looks dirty, then don't buy it. There's no reason for you to bring that headache home. So go ahead and make sure that the things that you're buying at the thrift store are clean-ish. And I would say that most people who donate items really clean their things before they donate it, or at least it's been washed at some point in time through the cycle of the life with the owner. Okay. So hi, Free. Thank you for joining. Free says that she washes her clothes from mall and thrift. So yes, that's not normally the case. Most people don't wash the clothes from the mall as well. But if you are going to thrift items, I am going to say this. You must wash your items before you wear them. That is just something that you should get into the habit of. And I'm saying wash, but I will say clean the garment in some way before you wear them. So, if you're now joining us, we're going to jump into the 10 secrets to cleaning your thrift store finds. If you are new to my YouTube channel, then consider subscribing below, hitting the bell so that you get notifications. And if you're joining us on the replay, please go ahead and comment where you're joining in from. And if any questions you have regarding this topic or comments you may have, please leave them in the comment or in the chat section of the of the below. Okay, so let's jump into the first one. And I think most people should know this one and should have this one for whenever they are washing and doing other stuff, but vinegar. Now, vinegar is a natural disinfectant, and you will be surprised at how much odor that vinegar can pull out of old clothes and vintage pieces. So, there's a couple of ways that you can use the vinegar. The way I do it, and it works like a charm, is to add about a cup of vinegar to the wash load. It will depend on how large the wash load is, but add a cup of vinegar to the wash load once the water is already with the garments, and just throw in your regular detergent and wash your clothes, and it really does work. It does not leave a vinegar. Your clothes are not gonna smell like you're like a salad. I promise you. And I use this pretty much on a weekly basis when I wash any type of clothes that come from the thrift store. So go ahead and do that. The other way you can do it is to do a 1 part vinegar, 3 parts water in a bottle, spray bottle, and then sprayed directly onto the clothes, and that also helps. So vinegar is a really great way, cheap way. Go to Dollar General and get a big bottle of white distilled white vinegar, not the apple cider. So you want to do white vinegar to get that to get the scent out of the clothes, and it works like a charm. Okay, so tip number 2 is baking soda. So just like we use baking soda in the fridge to pull out the odors from different things that we may not like in that fridge, baking soda also works when pulling out the odors from clothing as well. What you can do is, once you bring the thrift clothes home, you could keep them in that bag. Keep them in the bag, sprinkle some baking soda over the clothing directly on it, close the bag up and leave it for a day or two, closed up and tied up. And when you open up the bag, you will see a major difference, and then throw your garments into the wash. Karen says that she loves using baking soda. So it is a really easy one. Most people have baking soda somewhere in the house. Most people put it in the fridge, but it can absolutely be used on your clothing as well. Now, tip number 3 is vodka. Now, I don't know if anyone who's listening to this have used this one. Let me know. So vodka is a really good one for also pulling out the odors from clothing as well. And so what you can do is, and I've used it before, and I actually use it on my leather coats that I'm not going to put into the dry cleaners right away, because dry cleaning leather is a lot of money, people. A lot of money. And depending on how great the piece is, I sometimes will spot clean it at home. So you put vodka, and it's straight vodka. Don't go for the expensive kind. This is something really cheap you need. You spray the material, and it works beautiful. So I will spray the leather down, and then hang it outside on a sunny day and get that sun to get into that piece. Once that is done, I have a leather conditioner that I use, and then I will just clean the leather, make sure I bring that leather back to life, especially if it's older piece of leather. There are different type of leather conditioners, and you could check out on Amazon for those, but that is how I will clean it. I tried going to the dry cleaners once to get a leather jacket. I had paid $7 for it in Goodwill, and the dry cleaners wanted $45. I was like, what? This is insane. So I Googled, I researched, and I found this technique. And ever since, that's how I've been cleaning the leather that I get. So try it. As I said, you do not need expensive kinds of vodka for this. Just get the cheap one, save the good one for your drinks, and tell me, come back and let me know if this worked for you. Another one that people do, and I know a lot of people who do resale and sell, use secondhand clothing online. This is another one that they do, and that is using Dryel. Let me know in the comments if you've ever used Dryel, which is supposed to be the home dry cleaning system. It's not cheap. I'm not going to say it's cheap. It is cheaper, however, than using your dry cleaner, especially for certain items. But you can buy these on Amazon, and they come in various size packs where you open them up and you put them in a bag, put the items in a bag, and then put them into the to the to the dryer, and they're supposed to come out, the clothes will come out wrinkle free to a degree. It depends on how wrinkled it was when it went in there. And so a lot of people can use that one if you don't want to go all the way and spend a lot of money, depending on how many pieces. At the dry cleaners, you can do this at home as well. So Dryel, which is Dryel, is a great alternative to cleaning your thrifted finds. Another one that I use, especially since I thrift a lot of furniture here, and sometimes the furniture is really old. The furniture is really old, so the items have that musty in the basement, been in the attic smell for the dresses. And I hate that smell. So one of the things, especially if I thrift and it's a sunny day or the weather is still really nice outside, I keep my thrifted furniture outside, and then I use what is called the activated charcoal, or you can use baking soda. So you can use two things, but the activated charcoal, you put that inside of the dresser drawers, depending if it's a dresser, obviously. And the activated charcoal is something that they use in fish tanks. You could just get it at any pet store. And you put that inside the dressers, just to put a little bit in there, open it, put it in there, close them, and you would be amazed at how there's no smell. Now, charcoal in general is something that you can use to really get smells out of a lot of things. So we actually use it in our garbage at the bottom of the garbage cans, because it really works wonders in pulling all those mildew and rank food smells. So it is something that you can use throughout the house, but I use it also in the dresser drawers and different furniture things that I buy. You can also do the same thing with baking soda as well. Just same way you do it in the fridge, you just put it in there. I will put it in a bowl and then close the drawer and put the baking soda in a bowl, the bowl in the dresser, and then close the dresser and leave it out there. It works wonders in taking out the smell for those things. Now, another tip that I'm going to say is, I'm not sure what tip we are on here, but another tip is using, obviously, and this is what most people do, I believe or understand, is hot water and very hot dry cycle, especially for if you want to kill any type of bed bugs or make sure that there are no bed bugs that's going to survive. A very hot dry cycle will kill the eggs for bed bugs. And I know that's something that people are afraid of when they're thrifting. What about bed bugs? Truth be told, bed bugs are everywhere. So it's not just thrift stores, not just secondhand stores, but I mean, hotels, very high-end places have had issues with bed bugs as well. But this is something that can help. It's just that when you wash your items, a hot cycle, but definitely hot dry cycle will help with eradicating any type of eggs that may have survived the trip home. Alcohol wipes is another major one that I use, and I actually use the alcohol wipes mostly for my shoes. And I know some people do not do anything with the shoes. Some people don't even thrift the shoes, but I thrift shoes often. Once again, going way back to the beginning of this, you have to examine the shoes. If the shoes look like they've seen really better days, then it's not the pair of shoes for you, okay? Examine everything that you're buying. Make sure that there's some life left to it, because there's nothing wrong. There's nothing worse than coming home with something that you're not even going to be able to use. So absolutely use your alcohol wipes to wipe down your shoes. And as Karen just mentioned, bags as well. Turn those bags inside out and use the alcohol wipes to absolutely go through and clean down inside the shoes, and in the bags. For shoes, you can also, depending on the fabric, you can throw those, for sneakers. If I ever thrift sneakers, I've thrifted sneakers once, but I threw it into the washing machine just to get everything out and make sure that I had, no possibilities of getting anyone else athlete's fit or anything else that they might have. Okay. The other way of cleaning your thrifted items is to hand wash. I mean, I know my mom growing up, I'm from Trinidad, and I saw many laundry days where she just hand washed our items before the washer and dry and all of those things. So some items actually do call for it to be hand washed. And yes, there are different cycles on the washing machine that says, for gentle and delicate. But there are times when you can just hand wash the pieces and saves you having to take it to the dry cleaners, especially if it's a good piece that you don't want ruined with the washing machine or the dryer, and then air dry it. So absolutely make sure that you're not discarding some of those things that you can absolutely do, like hand washing. Let's see. Nail polish remover or hand sanitizers are also really easy ways of cleaning certain products. Now, I don't know if you I don't know if you realize that sometimes some thrift stores have what they call the grease pencils, and they write either the price literally on the tag sometimes. I mean, who wants when they're wearing items and you flip your tag and you see the big $4.99? Yes, it's a awesome deal, but I don't want the world seeing it like that. It looks really, really tacky, and that's my pet peeve. I need to get that off. And what I have used is nail polish remover with a little bit of nail polish remover on a cotton swab and gently dab it on the tag or wherever that grease pencil is. Those are absolutely, it really works in getting these things off and can, save you the anguish of someone checking out you paid $4.99 for that shirt. No shame in the $4.99. I just don't like it on my clothes, okay? Let me tell you, I paid $4.99, okay? Hand sanitizer is also another good one to get off those grease pencils as well. And I saw Free just mention that using what did you say there? The hand washing for delicate items. Yes, absolutely. It makes more sense to do the delicate items hand washing. It gives your clothes longevity, and it just doesn't have to cost you a lot of money by taking those pieces like your silk and things like that to the dry cleaners, because it's a lot of money they're going to charge you. And then the last one is sunlight. Believe it or not, sunlight is a natural deodorizer. Would you believe that? So a lot of things that you can just bring home, like, for example, shoes. If you didn't have time or you couldn't find any alcohol wipes, you can just leave your shoes actually in the sunlight for a few hours, and that will naturally pull out a lot of the odors and stuff that the shoe may or may not have. And so it's free. If you live in an area like San Diego where it's always sunny, it's a perfect place to do this one. But natural deodorizer is sunlight. So check out, maybe use that for the next time you bring something home. Use it on shoes. You'll see how if there was any smell, you can absolutely get rid of it. And then you use the alcohol wipes in case there's anything that, might be growing in there that you want to get rid of. So those are my 10 secrets to cleaning thrifted finds that don't just have to go to the dry cleaners or just dump it in a washing machine. No harsh chemicals in any of these things that I've mentioned. Maybe the dryer is not one, but no harsh chemicals in any of these things. No sprays. I know a lot of people like to Febreze things. To me, that's just masking the underlying odor anyway. You're not grabbing and pulling that odor out, and you're gonna have to keep probably Febrezing everything. So none of these tips included any scented sprays for that reason. And of course, it does not need to cost a lot of money. Most of these things are very, very inexpensive, and things that you probably have already sitting around the house that you can absolutely use at any time. I know, some of free vitamin D, sunlight. I mean, come on. How can you get any cheaper than being able to just simply put your items outside in the sunlight and let this Mother Nature do its thing? Karen, yes, I know you're a Febreze queen, but try some of these other tips. I swear to you, they're better than Febreze. They're cheaper than Febreze, and they work more. They work to me. So please try it. Febreze to me, no disrespect, but it's not necessarily getting to the bottom layers of the odors and why the odors are there. If you want to get the odors out, then some of these tips are absolutely going to work. I've used all of them and they work. I've been doing this for years. They work. In fact, my husband had taken some things to the dry cleaners for me the other day, and when he brought it back, he said, "Oh my gosh, it still smells like the thrift store." I was like, yeah, because dry cleaners are not necessarily neutralizing the odors. They're just cleaning it, in the sense like if there's a stain, maybe they'll get it off. They're pressing it so it looks pretty, but the actual underlying odor is not what they're working on. So we still have to do some of these things, like spraying it down with some vinegar, and that made a whole lot of difference. I hope this video has helped you in some way and that you're able to use some of these tips on your next thrift find. And so if you have any questions, we can open it up for Q&A. Thanks, Free. I'm glad that you learned some stuff today. I'm glad that this was informative. If you're on the replay, please, you can always leave your questions and I will answer them as I see them. I'm glad that those who were able to join in were able to I'm hoping that those joining in were able to get some information from here. Now, if we don't have any questions, then go ahead and hit the subscribe button if you want to continue seeing more Thrift Talk series, or as I said on my channel, I talk about fashion, DIYs, anything that would allow you to live a fabulous life, but without a fabulous budget. So go ahead and hit the subscribe button, hit the bell so that you know when I'm going to give, when a new video pops up, which I'm putting out a new video this week, a thrift haul video on Thursday. So check out the Thrifting Diva channel on Thursday when I drop my newest video, which will be a thrift haul that was absolutely amazing. All right, well, thank you so much for joining me. I hope that this was informative. See you next time. Bye.